students, hello. This is like day 5 of the Jeff Koons sculpture saga. So welcome to your next metals and glass project that has been a struggle, which you already know. I've already shared some information with you, including that if you want to use balloons on this project, you have to use them at home. They cannot be in the building. So then I found out that these modeling balloons, is what they're called if you're looking them up online, are pretty much impossible to blow up with your mouth. And you should not try it at home, okay? So I would say the big option here is that if you'd like to make the armature for your Jeff Koons sculpture out of cardboard, that's highly recommended, okay? So if you have a cereal box, pasta box, you can make like little tubes, because you know our end goal is going to be that balloon dog sculpture, so you can make little tubes. You would need some masking tape and some scissors with that too. Also for this project, once you've had your armature built, you need the plaster wrap I gave you, which you're going to cut into pretty small strips, I think. I actually think like this size, which is, I don't know, 2 inches long is probably the best way to go. If you're going to make it long and skinny, I don't know, I still would keep it like this is probably the biggest I would make it, and we'll talk about a lot of that more later. So if you have a balloon pump at home, which I think some of you might, I would say go ahead and use the balloon as your armature if you can. So without further ado, I'm going to try to make an armature out of this balloon, which again, the cereal boxes, the pasta boxes, that's encouraged. That's what I really want you to do. But if you have a balloon pump and you're able to blow up this balloon, you could start with that too. Okay, so if you were able to use a pump to pump this up, what I do to tie a balloon is I take 2 fingers, wrap it around both fingers. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. Loop it around and get it in between. And pull it through. So you have a nice knot. And then follow along with the YouTube video of how to make a balloon animal. This might have been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I just hope it doesn't pop again. Okay, so now that you have your armature, I know we really could just be done, but where would the fun in that be? I mean, you're right, this whole thing has been so fun already. But what I would like you to do is cover it in plaster wrap, and then we'll paint it with, you have some metallic paint in your materials kit too. So I'm hoping, yeah. So anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you what I'm doing. So I'm taking a strip of that plaster wrap, and then you can just squeegee it off. And this is kind of like what we learned, or how we learned to do paper mache, right, in Art 1, if you took that class. So it shouldn't be that messy, but essentially what we're doing is just laying down the groundwork, to be able to paint this. And eventually too, like, you could even pop the balloon underneath and the plaster wrap will hold its shape. So it just kind of looks, there's two pieces there, I don't know how well you can see that. But I would overlap it a little bit. And the more you kind of mess with plaster wrap, the more it comes off on your hands. And so I just would kind of let it sit there. And really, you should let it dry overnight when you're done. I think when I do this, just make sure to smooth out all the wrinkles, try to get rid of all that. But even if there's a little bit of like, I don't know, texture, you can see the ridges where you're overlapping stuff, you can actually like sand that when it's dry. So I wouldn't worry about that. I'm also going to just leave this little bit of the nose out so that I can paint that, I think, because it'll be easier than trying to wrap the whole thing. Okay, students, I think you get the gist of that. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera so I can, I don't know, not care about where the camera is when I'm doing it. And then once I cover this all up with plaster, then I'm going to bring it to school and I'll do the second part of the video then. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you later. Bye.